You're watching ESPN's coverage of Champ Week as we welcome you to the Ohio Valley Conference Softball Championship on ESPN+. Coming to you live from OSF Healthcare Field at the Louisville Slugger Park in Peoria. It's game 11 of the tournament. It's the finale of this Friday. There's one spot left in the championship. We're about to find out who's going to take on Eastern Illinois. Looks like here's to Dell. I'm Max Tomo. We saw a Lindenwood team fighting for their lives earlier today, get a win. SIU is right back to it after losing just about half an hour ago, and everything to play for in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely, and tough turnaround for SIU, and Lindenwood carrying that walk-off momentum into this game, so definitely going to be a match on energy, I think, early on in this game. See who comes out with a little bit more firepower. Yeah,
it was a long day for both of these teams. I'll tell you more about it when we come back. But Eastern Illinois gets the 8-0 shutout win over SIU just moments ago. They were in the championship at 11 a.m. tomorrow, awaiting the winner of this one, Lindenwood and SIU. The Lions just won in 9 innings earlier today in walk-off fashion in a game that took over 3 hours, and the Cougars coming right off a loss to that Eastern Illinois team. Another elimination game, the last before the championship. The tournament bracket is presented by Discover Peoria with endless options. There's no shortage to discover at Peoria. Visit peoria.org to discover what Peoria has to offer. Lindenwood, SIU, first pitch on a Friday night when we come back. It is Mia Volpert that will get her 19th start of the season. Has logged over 90 innings on the season as a true freshman with a 3.78 ERA. She has been mighty impressive, but now the stage is just a little bit bigger for her. And we'll see. She pitched 1 inning in relief earlier in a 9-1 win. That came in the 6th inning of that win versus USI earlier in the tournament. Different stakes and out there to begin the game this time.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Just a little bit bigger game with their season on the line here. Obviously has not been in this situation before, and a big-time situation for the freshman. And the key to her success today, and something she's done really well all year, but we talked about just limiting those free passes. Only 22 walks on the season in 90 and 2/3 innings. So someone that's certainly going to fill up the zone does a good job of throwing strikes. But this Lindenwood offense coming off of that walk-off win, you have to imagine they're fired up, ready to get their bats going.
The starting pitchers are presented by Johnston's. Johnston's the official recognition company of the OVC. Ready to go. Final game of our triple header. Eastern Illinois, the 1 seed, awaiting the winner in the championship tomorrow. at 11 a.m. It's Madison Knoll versus Mia Volpert. It's been a long day at the ballpark, really, you could say, for both these teams, because Lindenwood had the 3-hour-plus game. Emotional back-and-forth game. They walked it off in the 9th inning to take down SEMO 3-2. And then for SIU, back-to-back games.
Looks like we're already going to see an illegal pitch here. Looks like when she comes together, needs to pause for a moment. When you come together, you need to pause. Yeah, and that's exactly, I think, what home plate umpire Dan Maldonado is saying, is when she comes together, there needs to be a succinct pause before she goes forward with her motion, and exactly right there, needs to stop her motion forward. So not sure if it was a warning.
Maybe that'll settle the nerves, and maybe it was the nerves to have that happen this early on. Pulled on the ground right through the left side. Base hit for Madison Knoll, who was 0 for 4 in the first game of the day, but starting strong here in the finale.
Madison Knoll wasting no time to get on base and
third baseman, number 29, Anna Sanders.
pass the baton to the person. Really, if you want the bat in anybody's hands, it's Sanders.
Bunts this one foul. It was just a 1 for 11 start to the tournament for Madison Knoll, so that could be a big hit for her the rest of the way. Different story for Anna Sanders, who singled twice and walked last game, and that hitting streak just continues to climb. Some of the best bat-to-ball skills in the OVC. The average over 100 over 400, I should say. It was 399 in the regular season. Called strike, good spot from the freshman Mia Volpert.
Not sure if you can hear it on our broadcast, but Lindenwood loud in their dugout, fired up for this. Everyone up on the railing.
And there's no excuse to not have the energy ratcheted up for this type of game. Sanders somehow caught a piece there. Late decision on a swing on a pitch that almost grazed the inside of the jersey, it looked like.
Not quite sure how she even got a piece of that. I mean, that's and also how Barrera didn't get catcher's interference on that. Just how late she swung on a lefty on an inside pitch. Just a awkward, it's kind of an awkward pitch all around.
So the one big change from what we have seen through the first couple games for Lindenwood is Danielle Franz, the catcher, batting 7th. Gets an opportunity, why not? She was the hero in the game earlier today, the walk-off single in the 9th inning. Well, it's not a sacrifice bunt, but it's a de facto one that moves the runner over for Sanders.
Yeah, it did her job. Obviously,
The first baseman, number 10,
not a true sacrifice bunt, but does a good job having the bat control, the barrel control to pull that, take that ball with her to move the runner in scoring position. And this is where Lindenwood has struggled really mightily all conference tournament in just being productive with runners in scoring position.
Loop liner right to Duncan.
In less than 2 outs. Struggled even last game. Took all the way to extras to find that hit with runners in scoring position.
So this had been the spot in the lineup, the cleanup spot where Jolie McMinn, the normal starting catcher, had been occupying. And now Kylie Crowder moves up a little bit. The center fielder looking for a timely hit. This feels like a very tightly contested game on paper between two very similar teams. The 3 seed and the 4 seed. Pulled on the ground to Torres. And that'll do it for the Lindenwood first. Got a leadoff single from Madison Knoll. She's left in scoring position. So Volpert in her first start ever in the OVC tournament tosses a 0 in the first. And we'll take our first look at the bats from the Cougars. The home half of the first.
Energy needs may change with the seasons, but Saving money makes sense all year. With CenterPoint Energy's efficiency programs, it's easy. Home energy assessments help spot ways to save. Rebates can lower heating, cooling equipment costs. And our online marketplace delivers energy-saving products to your door, electric and gas savings, all from your local energy provider. See how you can save this winter by going to centerpointenergy.com/smart-savings.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
Riley Owens will be the starting pitcher, her 15th start. Similar usage at 90 innings to Mia Volpert this year, and Owens, the senior. So that's the start contrast. Freshman going for one team, senior for the other, and naturally this Lindenwood team that's led by the veterans is tossing one of them in this must-win situation.
Yeah, an excellent outing for SEMO, just allowing one hit in 3 total innings pitched. Did a really nice job. Does a good job of working kind of more east to west. Doesn't work as north and south. Kind of tries to throw, goes to that curveball, tries to get it in on righties. Can go to that back door. Just a little bit different look coming from that lefty.
Justine Torres, the shortstop. Reached her last 2 plate appearances in the last game, but grounds out to short here.
Barreled ball there by Torres. Knoll almost got eaten up there. That ball got up on her in a hurry and able to toss that over to first, but definitely that ball got on her in a hurry. I think a little surprised by Knoll.
Lindenwood's defense did let them down last game. 4 errors across those 9 frames, but still got the win at the end of the day, and that's all that matters, especially in elimination games at this stage of the season. Brings up Reagan Duncan. That one big change in the Lindenwood lineup for this game. Slow roller right back to Owens. 2 quick ground ball outs on just 4 pitches. Not really any changes to speak of for SIU. This lineup has stayed consistent.
Now batting designated player number 25, Ashley Duran.
Ashley Duran, the designated player. Left on right matchup. A lot of space up the middle as that's pulled on the ground into the hole towards Knoll. And to get rid of it quickly and in plenty of time. That is 5 pitches, 3 ground ball outs induced by Riley Owens. And that's a quick first inning. Scoreless in this elimination game. Winner moving to the title game. Volpert in the circle. Barrera doing the catch it. It Stairs at first. Dunk it across the way at third. Torres and Woodward up the middle with Fahey, Harville, and Trello out in the outfield. The defensive lineup is presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank, serving their community since 1914. Emily Geary fouls it back. Lindenwood got a leadoff single last inning. But then Mia Volpert retiring the next three. And that early trip out from the home plate umpire, Dan Maldonado. Just a warning for that pause. A little emphasis for that. For her, I'm sure, going forward. At least in the early innings. Someone who's pitched to contact all year, though. I mean, you mentioned the low walk number is 22. Only 34 Ks. And 91 and 2/3 innings now. Geary, the senior, drills one out towards right field. Trello angling towards the corner. It's a fair ball. Geary chugging for second, making the turn, heading for third, and in there with a leadoff triple.
Emily Geary with a stand-up triple. Thinking three right away. Not a great angle there by Trello. Trello really doesn't do a great job handling that ball. Lets that ball get all the way to the fence, and Geary takes advantage, stands up, fired up. That ball not really well struck, but Trello just takes too acute of an angle, and that ball gets all the way to the fence, and immediately as soon as Geary sees that ball get past Trello, she's thinking three.
That right field corner has been friendly to Lindenwood today. Tori Hatton had that RBI triple to a similar spot. Infield in. Carter Skillman, tapper to third. This will not get the run home.
Once again, Lindenwood just struggles. Obviously, still have two more outs to play with, but just not a good at-bat by Skillman. Runner on third base, weak ground ball to the left side.
And here's the sophomore hero from earlier today. I mean, she's coming up in huge spots. I know it's just the second inning, but this is her second at-bat of the tournament. Had the walk-off single with 2 outs and a runner at second in the 9th inning earlier today. And now runner at third, less than 2 outs for someone who's got 20 total at-bats on the year, including the one earlier today.
Yeah, certainly not someone that probably was tabbed at the beginning of the game to be the hero, but came up with the massive clutch hit that really they've been looking for all weekend.
Ben Sorted coming out. You think he saw something here? 1-1 count after you induced a weak ground ball.
Yeah, and came out of the dugout really fast, so not sure, because they do have the pitch comm, so certainly not necessarily a sign issue. Not really sure what was said, and a lot of times too, if it's just for the pitcher, the infield won't come in, but with the infield coming in too, maybe just want to get on the same page positionally of where he wants his middles. Does he want his middles playing behind the baseline, in front of the baseline, and then also just talking about, well, hey, what pitch do we want to throw that we can induce some weak contact?
Bumps hit a strike. I mean, I would have said with 2 pitchers getting loose in the bullpen already, maybe it's buying some time, but I mean, any fan of brevity is a fan of Ben Sorted because he flies out there. That's a brisk jog going out to the rubber and then back to the dugout.
Wastes no time, absolutely.
1-2. Over towards second. Throw coming home on a hop. The tag, and it's in time. What a play from the combo of Woodward and Barrera.
And Woodward does a good job. Again, credit to France. Hits this ball right on the screws. Geary gets a good jump at third base, and you got to give so much credit to Barrera. That's so tough as a catcher to hang on to that ball when you know that Geary's going to be coming in hard, cleats up. Geary does an excellent job. Barrera does an excellent job of keeping her eye on the ball, seeing the ball all the way into the glove before she makes that tag. Excellent. That's such a tough play for the catcher, knowing Geary is coming in, studs up, trying to slide home safely.
You got to think about the ball coming on a hop off the turf. You're not accustomed to that. Slapping the tag down and making sure you're still providing a lane at the end of the day, too.
I know Franz only has 20 at-bats on the season, but talk about hitting 2 balls right on the screws. 2 opportunities she's gotten. Been very impressive.
It's a very similar swing and nearly a result. It was just hit a little bit further to the right than the single was. And that's a swing that, I'd say 9 times out of 10 probably produces the run. Well, they had a runner at third with nobody out after a leadoff triple from Emily Geary. But the woes continue with situational hitting. And with runners in scoring position for Lindenwood, they do not score. Halfway through the second, we're scoreless. Riley Owens retired the side quickly in order in the first inning. We got Franz behind the plate, Noel and Darnell up the middle, Sanders and Hatton at the corners. Crowder in center, flanked by Taryn Brown and Emily Geary. 4, 5, and 6-2 up against Riley Owens, who's had a rock-solid day. A senior who came in with a 3.73 earned run average. Trello, Harville, and Woodward are the trio that will come up first against her in the second. Didn't need to throw many pitches to induce those 3 ground balls either. Look at that pitch count up there. Just 7.
I absolutely talked about it in the open that Owens is going to fill the zone up. And did that in the first inning. 3 quick outs. And already quickly ahead in the count, 0-2.
That bounces out in front of the plate. Trello, the right fielder, a fellow senior. There are only 2 in the lineup for this very young upstart SIU team. It's her and Fahey all the way down, hitting 9th. This team that had a great fall. A lot of question marks coming in when you're this young. So what the team's going to look like. That's why it makes it so hard for prognosticators these days to try to predict conference preseason polls. There's another ground ball out. Teams look so different. You've got your young teams like SIU too, but with the transfer portal, I mean, there's just so many moving parts at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the transfer portal is huge. And then I think you're seeing more freshmen come in and produce. A lot of times, again, talked a little bit about the evolution. I think freshmen are being given more opportunity to come in, and if they're going to produce, they're going to see themselves in the starting lineup. And so think about last year with Arwood, right? You know, you didn't know what SIUE was going to give, and Arwood comes in and has a banner freshman season, and then this year continues to be really good. But, yeah, that's why a lot of coaches don't put a ton of stock into those preseason polls. I mean, I do think obviously they're there for a reason, but like you said, there's so many moving parts these days, hard to know.
It's also made life so difficult when it comes to a recruiting aspect because you're recruiting high school athletes always. Probably always been recruiting, JUCO kids too, and D2 or D3 players, but, and D1 level. That's line from Harville right to Sanders. But nowadays, no matter who you are and where you are, you're recruiting actively the players on your own team throughout the season and off season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as you're looking at your roster too, that makes it really challenging because it's like, where do you have the opportunity to go pick someone up out of the transfer portal, you have to leave space on your roster to be able to maybe pick up a transfer portal kid, but at the same time, you also have to go out and recruit. And recruiting has gotten a little better in softball. It's still, in my opinion, a little bit early. It's September 1st of junior year. Before it was getting out of hand. You had 8th graders and freshmen committing, and so it's like, how do you plan 4 years ahead?
Another ground ball right back to Sanders. 6 up, 6 down. 5 ground ball outs, and all 6 outs have been kept on the infield from Riley Owens. Pitching to contact and doing so beautifully here through a couple of innings. Still scoreless. Who's going to strike first here in Peoria?
The OVC would like to recognize
No score as we start the 3rd inning. A quick moving game with Taryn Brown coming up first. And it's the top on the lineup for Lindenwood as the 4th seed looks to get on the board first. Winner this one moves on to face Eastern Illinois in the OVC title game tomorrow. And the winner of this one's going to have to beat the Panthers twice on the same day, which is going to be a tall task. First, we got to figure out who's going to be left dancing. Taryn Brown was 2 for 4. That win versus SEMO earlier today lifts this right to Fahey, who barely had to move a muscle.
Yeah, certainly a tall task with the way EIU has looked in their 2 games in the OVC tournament, but can't look to that. They have both of these teams, a massive task at hand, and need to win every pitch. Every pitch at this stage of the game so crucial. Can't overlook getting there.
Noah's gotten some good swings off against the freshman Mia Volpert. Pulled that single through the left side of the infield in the 1st inning. And that was a roped foul. Noel, who does such a great job at the top of this lineup. Such a keen eye, hit 300 and had well over 30 walks in the regular season, giving her a on-base percentage over .420. Career high in basically every offensive stat here at her junior season. 3-year starter, too. Started as a freshman at short. Has been the shortstop ever since.
And just a key part of this really veteran lineup. for Lindenwood, talked about it. Very, very veteran team.
Smacks that out towards the alley in right center field. That's going to one-hop off the top of the wall. Knoll into second. And it's back-to-back innings with a leadoff extra base hit for Lindenwood.
And Madison Knoll does a good job staying inside this ball. Stand-up double.
Third baseman number 29, Anna Sanders.
I said leadoff extra base hit. It's coming with one out. They had a leadoff hit in each of the last 2 innings.
But still,
Right
they
off the
find
front foot.
themselves, again, with runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs. It seems like it's the same thing over and over and over again. And who's going to step up? Who's going to be that person? Who's going to have a good at-bat? And I think if you're Coach Brown, you can live with if your players are coming up and having really good at-bats with runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, and they're hitting the balls right on the screws, just right at people. But I think it's hard to watch when your players are going up and just not having good at-bats and taking advantage of a really good opportunity. They're coming up, swinging really early, swinging at not great pitches, and just inducing really soft contact that really can do nothing with that runner in scoring position.
Seen a lot of first and second pitch ground balls to third or pop-ups on the infield. Had that sharply hit ground ball to second. It finished off with a 4-2 fielder's choice last inning. That great play from Woodward and the pick and tag from Barrera behind the plate. But right now, Lindenwood is 0 for 6 with runners on, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. And they don't have a 2-out hit either. Slicing towards left center, diving catch from Harville. Hung up just long enough for the center fielder to flag it down.
Harville flashing the leather out there in center field. That ball gets down. Knoll has a chance to score. Nice job there. Really, really good job.
She had a solid play in shallow center last game, too. I mean, eventually, if you have this many chances to score and can't, you think that would almost turn into momentum for SIU, even though they don't have a base runner yet. This feels like a soccer or hockey game where one team's putting all the shots in on goal, but it's somehow still a goalless draw. Tori Hatton sharply towards third, foul. See, this is already a much better at bat, though, I would say, than what we've seen. I mean, not necessarily from Sanders, the last hitter, but you get 2-0, you get in the driver's seat, you're looking for your pitch, got your A swing off, just a little out in front.
Yeah, absolutely. You just took the words right out of my mouth. Absolutely. Gets a 2-0 count. Gets a pitch that she can barrel up, does barrel it up just a touch out in front. Again, still ahead in the count, 2-1. Again, looking for a pitch that is exactly right where you're looking for it. That's a really good take. Borderline pitch, pitcher's pitch, exactly that. Not a ball that Hatton can barrel up, though we saw last game she did barrel a ball up like that. But, again, now 3-1. I want to be really picky, really selective here. Sitting on something hard.
Takes ball 4. We'll hand the baton to the cleanup spot. That was a selfless at bat. It felt like if you weren't going to come to her, she wasn't going to try to unleash and get an RBI base hit.
Now batting the center fielder, number 23.
First
Tyler
walk allowed by
Miller.
Volpert, somebody who does not walk many in her freshman season. So 2 on again for Crowder. And that catches a part of the plate.
Coach Brown continues to stick with Crowder in the middle of this lineup. Has that one big hit in this tournament, but other than that, been kept really, really quiet. Did have some hard hit balls last game. Hit 2 balls on the screws, but just been really quiet at the plate this week.
She's 1 for 11 in the OVC tournament. Mentioned the 2 hard hit balls. She Rope two right at the shortstop earlier today. A 2 RBI double that was the game-winning hit in the first inning yesterday versus UT Martin. Trying to replicate a swing like that. Drills it out to center, racing in, diving this time. Harville can't get it. At least one's going to score. Hatton around third. It was bobbled in center. Sliding into third is Kylie Crowder. She drives home 2 more. Deja vu from what she did a day ago.
And Kylie Crowder will say, I told you. Just as we're talking about her struggles, gets sawed off a little bit. And Harville leaves her feet again. Ball just sneaks past her and gets all the way to third. Big time. 2 out, 2 RBI. Stand-up triple.
She slid a little bit early. It was almost right after Harville had bobbled that ball for a second. She might have had a chance to come all the way around and score. At that point, you're picking up the third base coach, obviously, and I'm sure they were saying down, down, down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But from our vantage point where you could see everything, it would have been close if she was sent. Geary takes his strike. She was the one who led off last inning with the triple. We're seeing her gap-to-gap power because had some strong swings towards left center in the first few games. That triple came right down the right field line last time. It looks like a gate is open down towards the bullpen.
And finally, that 2-out hit that they've been looking for with runners in scoring position.
Oh, 2 from Volpert. Lifted up and over the bleachers. I mean, if Harville caught that ball in center and made a second diving catch in a span of 3 batters and somehow Lindenwood didn't score again, that would have been wild. It was a good effort. You know it's a do-or-die play when you're coming in center field. If you don't make the catch or knock it down, it's getting all the way to the wall, and 2 runs are always going to score.
Yeah, I mean, and it's absolutely the right thing to do with your season on the line. You have to be laying out for that ball. Just unfortunate that Harville wasn't able to come up with it, but absolutely what needed to happen.
Geary shoots it deep to left field over the head of Fahey. Another extra base hit for Emily Geary. A 2-out run-scoring double. 3-0 Lindenwood.
And Max, you mentioned it, that gap-to-gap power. Emily Geary doing an excellent job staying inside, staying through the ball. It just takes this right where it's pitched. The outer half takes it the opposite way, and we are going to see a pitching change. That stand-up double from Geary.
Geary had 8 homers, 33 RBIs in the regular season, 17 extra base hits. And when we're seeing her this week, you almost imagine how the numbers aren't more impressive because she has had one of the best and consistent strokes to left center and down the right field line and all over the place. So back-to-back critically clutch base hits make it 3-0 Lindenwood. And we will have our first pitching change of this elimination game as Michaela Anderson comes in. Michaela Anderson, the sophomore from Algonquin, Illinois. Just over 30 innings logged in her second season. Coming in with 2 outs. And Lindenwood already having 3 runs home. All scoring on the last couple of swings. Crowder's 2-run triple. Geary's double that followed. And now Carter Skillman, who takes outside for ball 2. Well, you always hear offense can be contagious, and a lot of times clutch base hits can be too, and they were lacking, it felt like, for this entire order for a while, 1 through 9. They finally got that one in the 9th inning to walk things off earlier today. Struggled again through the first 2 innings, but they get back-to-back after that 2-out walk to Tori Hatton.
I was just about to say it, 2-out walks. It seems like they always, death taxes and 2-out walks will come back to bite you, that's for sure.
That's ball 3. A little frustration after she turned back. Skillman grounded out to third her first time up. And will walk on this occasion. So another 2-out free pass. When you haven't been using the tournament yet and you come in with 2 outs in a situation where your team is down, take me through the emotions and what's going on between the ears.
Yeah, I think for Anderson, especially for a pitcher, you're down in the bullpen and you're trying to just to prepare like any other situation. Again, we've talked about not making the situation too big or too small, and I think for Anderson and for any pitcher, just being down in the bullpen, getting all your pitchers warmed, not thinking about the situation.
Tag in and out. That's the 3rd swing we've seen from Franz that has looked the exact same. Another sharply hit ground ball up the middle, and more unfortunate luck for her, because if that wasn't knocked down, it was probably going to be a hit. But the hits kept on coming. 2 huge ones from Crowder and Geary. A triple that scores 2, a double that adds 1 more. 3-0 Lindenwood.
Hey girls, swung the new mantra yet?
No, but I heard that bat is insane.
Y'all want to swing for it?
Yeah, we do, but we know how that went last time.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls, come on. Man, y'all can stand on your own. I guess I'll give you a couple.
We'll actually take 4.
Mantra, power on repeat.
Ready for a local getaway that feels like a world of its own? Escape the ordinary and discover the charm of Southern Illinois. With local wineries, live concerts, farmers markets, and scenic trails to explore, there's an adventure tailored for every taste bud and passion. Our breathtaking lakes offer endless possibilities for adventure. Rent boats, jet skis, or kayaks, and explore our world. Visit Southern Illinois. Start your adventure today.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
With the sun setting in beautiful Peoria, Illinois, and 64 degrees. Still with some wind. It's been circling at times throughout the day. The sun setting. One of these teams sees it too. Either Lindenwood or SIU will conclude their 2026 campaign today. The weather track is presented by Field Turf, a world leader in artificial turf. And right now, Riley Owens has gone 6 up, 6 down, 5 ground outs, and now she's got a 3-run lead. Pitching to contact, letting her infield field their positions behind her. Nothing's been touched in the outfield yet for Brown, Crowder, or Geary. They can just pinch a tent out there. It's It's been a nice night at the ballpark.
Yeah, a little chilly. I think they probably want something to come their way so they can move their bodies a little bit.
There's the first base runner. Jesselwood Stairs draws the leadoff walk.
Now by the catcher, number 12, Aiden Barrera.
The catcher, Aiden Barrera now. Average just a little over 200. Only 9 RBIs. The offense has struggled in this game and throughout the stages of today overall. Did not score. Versus Eastern Illinois in the last game, lost 8-0 in 7 innings. They got to change something to muster up some offense.
Absolutely, and obviously we're going to see a mound. We're going to see a mound visit here as Owen falls behind again. But obviously, still a ton of time left in this game for SIUE to put some runs up on the board. But if you're Coach Sorten, you got to feel really good about where this team is at. They come in as a 3 seed. You look at their lineup, and only two seniors in their starting lineup. But, you know, Torres and Duncan are sophomores. Duran, the really impressive freshman. Woodward, Stairs, all freshmen. Barrera, just a sophomore. You have to feel, Arwood, again, just a sophomore. You have to feel really, really good about where this team is trending. Obviously, they don't want their season to end here today, but certainly long term, there's so much upside for this program.
Very young team, maybe playing beyond their years. The 3 freshmen in that starting lineup. This is a time of year where any head coach will tell you at the end of the spring, hey, our freshmen aren't freshmen anymore. They're sophomores, and now any freshman involved in this game has got some OVC tournament action. That's off the bag at third. A base hit for Aiden Barrera. There's the first hit for SIUE. It's a game of inches, and that hit right on the third base bag.
Yeah, that ball just fair. I think they were hoping that ball might scamper away just a little further from Brown out there so that Stairs can get all the way to third, but still nobody out. Best chance all day. And again, another sacrifice bunt that they just can't get down. We've seen this from every team, not just SIUE. Every single team in this tournament has struggled with sacrifice bunts.
And never once has somebody showing early proved to be a poor decision. There's an early show. And gets it down. Able to avoid that ball, too. Almost ran into it. Gets the sacrifice down, though, does Kaylin Fahey.
Much better job there from Fahey. Shows early, like you said. That's the key to success for a sack bunt, is square early. That way you can get your chest all the way around the barrel. You're staring down into the pitcher, and does a good job of using her knees to go get that. Deadens the ball and does a good job of avoiding that, because she would have been out of the box if she would have touched that.
Hopped up on her. Almost got her right on the side of the jersey. That would have stung and taken a lot of momentum out of this inning. That could be a rally killer. You drop a bunt down and then it hits you. 0-1 to Torres is fouled away. So Lindenwood had all those opportunities across the first 2 innings they could not cash in on. They finally do. A couple of huge 2-out run-scoring hits. And meanwhile, through 2 innings, SIUE did not have a single at-bat with the runner on. Now they've got 2 at scoring position. And what a stop that was for France, who's done a lot well today for someone who's generally not accustomed to being behind the plate or at the plate. I'd imagine her heart was beating a lot last game and into this game too.
Yeah, a moment she was called upon and really late in the game, and just kind of an interesting defensive substitution too, coming in super late in the game as a catcher. Have to imagine, like you said, her heart rate probably was not living in the double digits.
Torres up there fighting. Grounded out her first time up. I mean, Riley Owens is keeping everything on the ground. We have not seen a ball hit in the air yet. It's out of that low liner to short. There's another hard hit ground ball to short. And that will not score the run. Knoll gets the out. And there's 2 down. And that'll put some pressure on Reagan Duncan. Back-to-back sophomores in this 1 and 2 spot in the order.
Now at the plate number 23.
Duncan who hit .318 in the regular season. Hit .400 across her last 5 games. Not far enough for any kind of movement. Reagan Duncan was on the OVC All-Tournament team a year ago, had the game-winning hit in a 5-4 victory over SEMO. That was in the 2025 OVC opener. 2-0, right back up the middle. Skips by Knoll into center. 1 run comes home, but a stop sign thrown up for Barrera at third.
And I think a really smart stop sign there by Coach Sorden. Crowder was coming in hard, but big clutch 2-out hit by Duncan there, but Crowder, she fielded that. She was almost on the lip of the grass.
So both teams get a big 2-out run-scoring hit. Lindenwood got back-to-back, and the Cougars do the same through the freshman designated player Ashley Duran. And I would be on my toes if I'm an infielder, because that's pretty much where everything's going. Kind of like that if you're on the infield defensive, I would imagine, throughout the year, right? You got a pitcher out there, you know you're going to get some action, pitching to contact, a lot of ground balls.
Yeah, Owens has done a really good job of staying down in the zone and inducing a ton of hard ground balls. See the frustration there from Owens, really wanted that one. Now Duran here in a hitter's count. She's someone who continues to have really good at-bats. Draws a walk there. Again, 2-out walks. They will come back to haunt you.
And it was already a leadoff walk to start the inning that came around to score. Bases loaded. 2 outs, 1 run in the cleanup spot, and Gretchen Trello at the plate. That takes a little inside.
Now at the plate number 99,
we were scoreless through the first couple innings. And now both teams have loaded the bases and scored. Trello, weakly hit up the middle, tough play. It's backhanded in shallow center. 2 runs will score, and we are tied. An infield single from Trello, and it's 3-3 as SIUE punches back.
Excellent base running there by Duncan to get on her horse as soon as that ball's with 2 outs, and the minute you see and hear contact, Duncan does an excellent job. You see that secondary doesn't even, just takes off, never even squares up her body, and the whole time she's thinking home and does an excellent job there.
Abby Harville lays off. Count tilts further in her favor. 2 balls and no strikes. Haven't seen a lot of hard-hit softballs in this inning, but the grounders have generally found the holes. The only ball that was hit in the air from this lineup so far came off the bat of Harville. Check swing, went around 2-2. It was Brad Sloan making the call at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Lindenwood played at 3. SIUE has matched that total. And a dead ball.
Yeah, SIUE throwing their own punch after Lindenwood put up a 3 spot in the top half of this inning. SIUE battling back and putting up a 3 spot of their own with a chance here to put more up on the scoreboard.
Harville climbs back in and fights it off. Harville's a great story. A junior who over the first 2 years really didn't play too much. In 2024 as a freshman, mostly a pitch runner. Same could be said last year when she only made 7 starts. 9 starts across 2 seasons. Well, in the regular season this year, she started all 54. Hits it sharply into left field. Durant up to third, station to station, and the 4th hit of the inning.
And I think we're going to see a pitching change here.
And that we will. Ava Wrightsum, who's got a start in this tournament, is going to come in and spell Riley Owens. 3 runs home, 3 runners still on. Betsy Woodward coming up next as SIUE is batted around. Ava Wrightsum got a start in this tournament against SEMO at a loss that went 5-2 as it finished out. She went an inning and 2/3 only, allowed 5 runs, 3 were earned on 4 base hits, didn't have a walk or a strikeout. And now she takes over for Riley Owens. Owens, who had been perfect through the first 2 innings, but gives up 3 runs and is responsible for a trio of base runners as she departs. Betsy Woodward, who ended the last inning, as all 9 have come up to bat now for SIUE. First pitch swinging on the ground right to Darnell. That will end the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out for Wrightsum. SIUE leaves 3 on, but they add 3 runs. And we've got a brand new ball game. It's 3-all. Both teams put up a 3 spot. And a wild one here in the middle innings. As Reagan Duncan gets him on the board. And then Gretchen Trello adds a 2-run knock. We're right back where we started. Well, we played 3 innings. We've seen both teams score 3 runs. And now, Kirsten, we've seen both teams go to the bullpen, too. Ava Ricem in for Lindenwood. Michaela Anderson in for SIUE.
Yeah, both of these coaching staffs know just how important keeping this game close is. Ricem does quick work coming in. Now the ball back to Anderson. No one really up in the pen for either team. Lindenwood maybe just has something going, but nothing up for SIUE. But you have to imagine at this point, all hands on deck.
This is when the leashes get as tight as possible. When you're into some pitchers who haven't thrown much in the tournament, you're late into the week in another elimination game. And this is the first elimination game for SIUE in this tournament. So they haven't been in this situation yet. Lindenwood had to win earlier today. Had to win yesterday, too, versus UT Martin. Charging it short, throw is picked clean and in time by Stairs.
Really good pick over there by Stairs. That was a hard hop. Not a short hop, not even a long hop. That was an in-between hop that Torres. Torres has such smooth hands. We've seen a few errant throws from her. She's fun to watch fielding the softball, but has struggled at times to make that ball on target over to first base, and good job there by Stairs. Especially after you go up and you put a 3 spot. You want to go out and see if you can have a quick inning. The last thing you want to do is air, free passes. You know, you want to get right back in the dugout and see if you can keep the momentum on your side.
That's a freshman making that play at first, and you know the rest of the infield loves that. When you make a nice play, but the throw isn't perfect for your first baseman to bail you out on the other end. Because you miss that, there's a runner at least at first. You never know where it could go after it hits the mitt on a short hop like that. It could fly out of play or into the dugout. And all of a sudden you'd compound it and have a runner at second with nobody out. 1-1 to Taryn Brown. That swung on and fouled away to the left. Been a doozy of a game so far. No runs in the first, no runs in the second. 3 runs apiece in the third. Whatever Lindenwood has done, SIU has done the same that same inning. Jammed out of play.
Yeah, Brown had a really good game in that first game of the day. Just found a way on base. Didn't necessarily hit the ball super hard, but used her speed and found a way on multiple times in that game against SEMO.
She did not finish the season strong. Was 0 for 6 in that final series versus the Moorhead State team. It didn't make it to Peoria. And was just 2 for 17 over her last 7 games. But 3 for 6 the first 2 days and having a nice go of it again today. That first game she played back on Wednesday was 3 for 3. Three balls and 2 strikes. Anderson checks the wrist a couple times and delivers. And laced foul.
Yeah, and you'll notice Brown has a little bit of an unconventional stance. Number 1, she's in the front of the batter's box, which you just don't see a ton in college softball. But 2, she's super closed off. You'll see that right foot is in front of that back foot, and rarely do you see that. Usually you see more of an open stance, but you see that front hip really, really closed off there.
And she goes down swinging. Anderson gets the chase in her first K.
And really nice drop ball there. Anderson locates that pitch really nicely. Tough pitch for a hitter like Brown, who's already closed off to hit that pitch down and in. Typically down and in, and lefties love to go get that. But with Brown in, that kind of unconventional stance, definitely challenging to get her hips all the way through that ball.
Knoll sprays it the other way, slicing foul. Yeah, Taryn Brown's stance and especially her practice swings when she steps out of the box actually look a lot like Anna Sanders. Just it's almost an overemphasis for both of them when they're taking practice swings with that right leg well in front of the left.
Yeah, trying to. I think the overemphasis is on staying inside of the ball, but really staying inside the ball when you're closed off that much.
0-2. On off the end of the bat. Knoll hammered a double her last time up. Came around to score the first run of the game last inning. Already a 2-for-2 night. This elimination game bringing out the best of the Lindenwood leadoff hitter. And able to hold up. Well, that was an appeal to third and then an appeal to first. They both said the same thing.
I'll double sure. And I will triple down on that one. She did not go around.
That would have gotten interesting if one said one thing and one the other, because they were both as. Got her in the batter's box, so dead ball. Beautiful sky out in the distance here in Peoria. Light shining bright. Just a gorgeous setting. Late into this Friday night. We played late into Thursday, too. From 0-2 to 2-2. This looks like a veteran at bat for Madison Knoll. With the always dangerous Anna Sanders, who has yet to extend that hit streak, coming next. Lunging hack just to foul it off.
Yeah, good job there by Knoll. That pitch too close to take with 2 strikes and does a nice job of just spoiling it. That's what a good hitter does, is just kind of spoils pitches that they know they can't barrel up, but know that too close to take with 2 strikes. Really, really good take there. Madison Knoll working the count full after being down on the count 0-2. At this point, Lindenwood will just take base runners.
Back-to-back full counts. And Knoll drills it out towards deep center, but the ballpark contains it. Harville makes the catch. And it winds up being a 3-up, 3-down inning for Michaela Anderson. Had a nice play to start the frame, and a long drive to end it that was caught. So we are halfway home here in this elimination game. Here's a look at the first strikeout here in the OVC tournament for Michaela Anderson. And now it's the Cougars coming up to bat, trying to take the lead.
Johnson's is the official recognition company of the OVC.
It'll be Jesselyn Stairs to start things off with the bottom three in this lineup. Against Ava Rysam. Got the last out. Last inning, only needed one pitch to do so. Came in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Her second appearance in the OVC tournament. This is the exact part of the order that started last inning. And it was that Stairs leadoff walk that came around to bite Riley Owens. Both teams have drawn a couple of walks. We haven't had an error yet today. It's been a pretty clean game. Bryson behind now 3-0.
Been a clean game, but seeing kind of pitchers on both sides struggle to get ahead in counts. Seen a lot of 2-0, 3-0 counts, having to work their way back into it. Really on for both teams. Seen lots of pitches being thrown here today.
3-0, straight take, and it's a strike. Freshman in the circle, freshman at the plate. This is why it can be so tough to predict what teams are going to look like come the spring. Two players new to their respective programs and being leaned upon now in an elimination game with a chance to make it to the conference tournament championship. So back-to-back innings that begin with leadoff walks for Jesselyn Stairs.
Now batting the catcher, number 12, Aiden Barrera.
Bunted out in front of the plate, barehanded by Franz, and the throw in time. That was a leading Darnell over there at first base.
Good bunt there. Really good job by Barrera. We talked about how crucial every 60 feet can be. The bottom half here now, the 4th inning, and just 9 outs for Lindenwood. As we get later in this game, 60 feet really, really matter.
Fahey goes after the first pitch.
Kaylin Fahey has had some really, really good swings throughout this tournament. Obviously batting 9th. A lot of times your 9-hole hitter, a lot of times you can see almost as an extension of your leadoff hitter, trying to turn the batting order over. But she's taken some really good swings, really hard swings, hit the ball really hard in this OVC tournament.
One of the rare seniors on this roster, the Green Bay transfer, her second year in Edwardsville. Was on the OVC all-newcomer team last year. Down in the count, 0-2, and goes down swinging. That is the first strikeout of the day for either Owens or Rysam.
And just works away. Rysam does a nice job, and it's almost like a drop curve that just continues to work away from Fahey. Good take there from Torres. That pitch just catching the outside corner, but not a pitch that Torres can barrel up. It's a good take there.
Torres first time facing Rysam. She was 0 for 2 against Owens. Pulled the ball twice to short. Oh, gobbled on the short hop by Sanders. And a nifty play at the hot corner to end the inning. So this time the leadoff walk does not come around to bite Lindenwood, and we're still 3-all now going to the 5th inning at Peoria.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking. and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Big skies, clouds overhead. Lights in full effect as we are in the 5th inning. Winner on to the championship and a matchup with Eastern Illinois tomorrow at 11 a.m. right here on ESPN+. Here's to Dell, Max Toma with you. Last of our 3-game Friday. 4 on Wednesday, 4 on Thursday. I got delayed and pushed back 90 minutes, our start time in Game 1 today. Then we had the marathon that went over 3 hours. Game 2 is maybe the most dominant game we've seen today. Eastern Illinois moved to 2-0 on the week. 8-0 win in 7 innings versus this SIU team. They chased Avery Arwood pretty early on, especially given she had just had a complete game shutout. Back up the middle, off the pitcher Anderson, and well of an effort from Torres.
Yeah, that looked funky. I hope Torres is okay. She slipped as she was releasing the ball. Looks like she is okay, but looked like she landed really hard, kind of grabbing that back. And all she can do, I mean, obviously airmailed that, but it's because she slipped. Has to get rid of it, and you can see that back foot just slides out from underneath her. Got lucky, though, as that ball caroms off of the dugout and doesn't go into the dugout. Just kind of tough luck there. You can see the trainer looking at her back. It was a really, really hard fall there.
Something that can happen on the turf, especially when you're not always used to playing on turf.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as that ball left her hand, I knew it just looked awkward. Yeah, that you just saw that right foot just slip out from underneath her. And that will be ruled as a hit. That is absolutely a hit, because even if Torres is able to make that throw all the way over to first base, I don't think they're going to get Sanders. And again, extends that hit streak. Just incredible. I don't know what she's drinking or eating, but, man, I wish I had some of that when I was playing.
I'll have what she's having. It's been working. I mean, a month and a half now of games straight without a base hit, or without not having a base hit. Tori Hatton walked and scored her last time up. So the infield single has the go-ahead run on. Break-even pitch right off the end of the bat. So Michaela Anderson, who so far has gone an inning and a third shutout in relief of Volpert. You knew in a game like this we probably wouldn't see both starters going the distance. They didn't make it too far, though. Volpert or Owens. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hatton and then Crowder. Big chance with these bats coming up, because Crowder and Geary, who are on deck and in the hole, have all 3 RBIs.
Yeah, and I would say really neither of Lindenwood or SIU's aces, but as we talked about in these conference tournaments, here just laces that one back up the middle. I mean, I don't know if we've seen a harder hit ball this tournament, or at least in this game. But we talked about you're going to get a good replay of this gorgeous swing, and it just laces that ball back up the middle. But, yeah, really for both of these teams, not necessarily your prototypical, I guess, ace, you would say. But as you get deeper into these tournaments, you're really just throwing what you think is your best arm, your best matchup, kind of looking more at matchups and maybe looking – looks like we're going to have the umpires come together. I'm not quite sure what Coach Sorden wants to talk about.
Outside of leaving early, I'm not sure what else we could look at, but just to finish up on the Hatton point, that was absolutely barreled up. So SIUE is challenging the play here in the 5th inning. You got 2 challenges in the 6th inning on. You can ask for the crew review, so
yeah,
that's why, because this is going to be another one. We've seen this a few times where it should be pretty quick.
Yeah, this will be really quick. They'll get a pretty good idea. And I don't think it's a bad idea from Coach Sorden. It's worth a try. You've seen that now like 4 or 5 times. These coaches, I think, well, why not give it a go? I have another challenge in my back pocket, and so I might as well just give it a go, because that would be a huge change of momentum if she does leave early. You have 1 out with only 1 runner on first. Now you have nobody out, runners on first and second. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad spot to challenge. It's always an interesting challenge. It's interesting that that's reviewable, but it is, and we've seen it now 4 or 5 times in this tournament, challenging the runner leaving early, and this is a very quick review as the umpires are already heading back on the field. And SIUE does have a coach that looks for this. They have an assistant coach that's on that runner. Coach Anderson looking to see if the runner left early. Clearly saw something to the naked eye that we didn't get on film, because in the grand scheme of things, that was a terrible jump. I mean, the ball was halfway home and her foot was still on the base.
I think every time we've looked at it today, the jump has not been the best, actually, in hindsight. So runners at first and second, nobody out for Kylie Crowder. Tie game, 5th inning.
And it can be difficult to read, because in softball you start with that foot behind, and so your body gets moving well before that pitch is released, and so sometimes that can be a hard challenge and hard to judge, because like I said, that back foot is going well before the pitch is released, but it really is that front foot that matters, that foot that's on the base. We're going to see probably another sack bunt try here from Kylie Crowder. Did have a clutch hit already earlier in this ball game.
They had the 2-run triple that got them on the board a couple innings ago. Both teams scored 3 in the 3rd. 0-1, she shows and bunts it backwards.
If I'm any of these coaches in the OVC, I am making every one of my players get down 100 sacrifice bunts this summer. I mean, my goodness, the struggles these players have had getting down sacrifice bunts.
So often it's the little things this time of year. Now it's 0-2 against Crowder.
Hear about basketball players getting up free throws in the offseason. Make these players get sacrifice bunts down. Like you said, the little things.
It's definitely not the most fun thing, but it can be critical.
Oh, and the devil, like you said, the devil's in the details, absolutely.
Still 0-2 as Anderson deals right off the end of the bat. We saw it earlier today, trying to drop down a sacrifice bunt and then picking up a base hit. Martini did that a couple games ago. And we are at the cleanup spot, and Crowder's been bouncing around in the order all week long.
Really good miss there by Anderson. That's a good 0-2 pitch. If you're a pitcher, you don't want to miss too big where the hitter doesn't even have to think about it, but good miss on the inner half.
Goes right back to the outside corner and gets the call. Dan Maldonado rings up Kylie Crowder for the first out.
Yeah, and Anderson maybe got a little help from Dan Maldonado. That pitch was a little bit outside, but with 2 strikes, certainly too close to be looking at. And I'm sure Anderson will take all the help she can get. That pitch just on the outside corner, maybe a little bit off the plate, but regardless, like I said, anytime you're up to bat, you never want to leave the decision in the umpire's hands.
She's doing a good job of working it inside and outside to lefties and to righties. Working it east and west. She's gotten ahead of Geary. And now ahead 0-2. 2 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3 so far.
Big AB for Geary, who's looked really good all night tonight. Has had that stand-up triple, stand-up double.
He's barreled up a couple, and a keen eye here for ball 1.
Just needs a single and should be 1 hit away from the cycle.
Another 2-strike offering. And another miss away.
Another close miss away, and that's what has been impressive about Anderson is her misses have been really, really close.
Base hit could give Lindenwood back the lead. And now it's run full. You can see the eyes of Geary and the head moving. She's looking these all the way into the mid of Barrera.
And a very similar pitch to what Crowder just got rung up on. And so if you're Geary, you got to be fouling that one off.
That's ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Non-competitive on the 3-2 after some close ones.
Now batting the designated player, number 7, Carter
That is
Stillman.
the second walk for Michaela Anderson. Two singles and a base on balls in this 5th inning has brought up Carter Skillman with the bases loaded. Continuing to go away to the lefties.
Best opportunity all day for Lindenwood. Bases juiced. 1 out. SIU has to play in, and that doesn't give the middles as much depth to get to some of these ground balls.
Smashed foul. And now working in front of ball and 2 strikes. Already with a strikeout in this inning. To this point, you'd have to say this is the biggest pitch of the night. Sophomore in the circle versus Carter Skillman. Bases loaded, 1 out in a tie game late. And that is ball 2. Nervous energy for both fan bases and in both dugouts. Lindenwood at one point led by 3, trying to recapture the lead. Down the left field line, foul.
Just a really late hack there from Skillman. That ball got up on her and just decided to fight that one off late. Kind of a funky swing there, but lives to see another pitch, another huge pitch, like you said, Max. Feels like the biggest pitch of the night right here.
2-2 coming. And another late defensive swing. High pressure, high leverage. Skillman 0 for 1. Has driven in just 7 this year. Right off her back ankle.
That always hurts. Just late again. Has been late on 3 straight pitches. I like the idea by Anderson. Late on 2 away pitches. And then tries to sneak one in. And then that's what happens, unfortunately, when you're late. Hits that off her back foot. That always it hurts. There's no way about it.
These late swings and that foul ball off the foot. How does this affect what you're going to if you're calling the pitches here for Michaela Anderson?
Yeah, in a 2-2 count, you're in a tough spot. It's hard to really waste another pitch. You don't really want to draw the count full, but you also don't really want to go soft because she has been so late. She's going to go hard down and away. And certainly I think she'll stay hard here, if anything. I would love to see her. It'd be gutsy, but I'd love to see her try and sneak one hard by Skillman inside on the inner half of the plate. Obviously, she's more of a down ball pitcher, and so you really don't want to go down and into a lefty. But Skillman has had some really tardy swings.
Nowhere to put her, and that is ball 4. Lindenwood back in front on a bases-loaded walk.
That's exactly what she tried to do, but just couldn't execute. And we are going to see another pitching change.
Walks have been huge for both teams in this game. That is back-to-back walks to load the bases and then to bring in the go-ahead run. Looks like we'll have a pitching change and a pinch runner simultaneously. We'll break it down and tell you all about the changes coming as Lindenwood is taking the lead, and they're now looking for some fifth-inning insurance. Haley Strain, the true freshman from Hastings, Minnesota, out of Hastings High School. Her first ever appearance in the OVC tournament, her 25th of the season, though. Over 58 innings. The ERA is pretty high at 6.24. We haven't seen her yet. And now she comes in crunch time. Bases loaded, 1 out, trailing by 1. And what's the conversation here with the infield? Just some moral support?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you see them trying to just keep it loose, keep it light. Big time position here to bring your freshman in. Bases loaded, 1 out. Hasn't seen a ton of innings this year, and bring her in into a really tough situation.
Izzy Wilcox pinch running at first for Carter Skillman after back-to-back walks have produced a run and the lead for Lindenwood. Franz up there again. Her third at bat of the day.
Number 9, Danielle Franz.
All 3 times she has hit it sharply on the ground, back up the middle. That 1 hit, that was in the 9th inning, the walk-off earlier this afternoon. Last 2 times she's been pretty unfortunate. Could have had an RBI, but nice play at second from Woodward as she gunned down a runner at home. And then the last time, got a piece of the pitcher and kicked right to Woodward again, and they got the out at first.
And quickly falls behind 3-0. If you're Franz, you are taking 1, if not the next 2 pitches. Gotta wait until Strain shows that she can throw a strike.
Right down the middle this time.
And if I'm Franz again, unless I get that pitch that is right down Broadway. I'm taking another one.
Instead, it's ball 4. Back-to-back bases loaded walks. And now 3 straight to give the Lions a 2-run lead.
Looks like we might see a pinch hitter here. We are going to see a pinch hitter for Dallas Darnell. Looks like we are going to be seeing Lucy Pratt. No, excuse me, Madison Adams. Sophomore utility player come in and pinch hit for Dallas Darnell.
First pitch strike this time. The last time Haley strained through was 6 days ago versus Western Illinois. Went 4 1/3 innings, walked 1. Gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits. Did not pick up a strikeout. On the ground towards second. It hops over the mitt of Woodward. She lays it into right. 2 more runs come home. That doubles the lead. The biggest advantage of the ball game for Lindenwood.
And Adams, just her 13th at-bat on the season. Does a good job of squaring that ball up. Hits the ball hard on the ground, and we've said it time and time again. Good things happen when you hit the ball hard on the ground. Just really a lazy effort there by Woodward. Kind of gets caught in between. Doesn't come and get it on the short hop. Doesn't step back and get it on the long hop. And just kind of a lackadaisical effort over there by Woodward. Gets caught in between, but you have to give credit to Adams, who comes in aggressive and hits the ball hard on the ground.
14,
and plates too, big time for Haley Adams. Excuse me, Madison Adams.
The 4-run inning. Now a couple of those walks have come around to score. Still looking for more on the ground, up the middle. There's one. The throw too high. Make it 8-3 as Taryn Brown brings home one more. And now all 3 walks have come around to score in this inning.
Now by the shortstop, number 22, Madison No.
Right at the knees for a strike. A huge inning, a 5 spot. 8-3 and in control. Taking advantage of this young SIU pitching staff and the combination of Anderson and Strain just losing control. An inning that started with that infield single from Anna Sanders. And that's to the backstop on a fly. All 9 have batted. It's right back at the top with Madison Knoll. Now a base hit. Just a single could give him one more.
And I love the guts here from Coach Sorten to go to his young freshman in a really tough situation with coming in with bases loaded. Could have easily gone to Arwood, who we haven't seen in this game. Could have easily gone to Villa, who pitched excellent last game, but decides to go to the young freshman.
That's high, another walk. We'll see at least 10 come up to bat this inning now.
Looks like we might see Villa here. We will see a pitching change, and it does look like it's going to be Villa, but we will get an answer for you, and it is going to be Villa.
So a short debut in the tournament for Haley Strain. Villa coming back. She was solid earlier today and has to stop the hemorrhaging right now if SIU wants a chance. Davia, who we saw earlier today, she came in the third inning in relief of Avery Arwood in that game versus Eastern Illinois. Makes her 24th appearance. She becomes the third pitcher used by Coach Shorten in this fifth inning. An inning that started with a 3-3 score. Lindenwood is struck for 5. Now you start to think, hey, we're in the fifth inning. 3 more runs would potentially win it for Lindenwood in run rule fashion, and that run would be at the plate. But this is going to be a ground ball out to end the inning. Woodward to Torres. 2 pitches for Villa to get the final out. But 10 sent up to the plate and a ton of damage done for Lindenwood. They take advantage of some walks, get some key base hits, and lead by 5, looking to make it to the OVC Championship. Two, 3, and 4 coming up for the Cougars, the 3 seed right now, with just 9 outs to work with now, trailing by 5. They trailed by 3 earlier. They matched Lindenwood with the 3 spot just a couple innings ago. They are in need of some base runners, and this could be a key inning. They want to mount a rally with the heart of the lineup due up. Duncan first, who had an RBI base hit just her last time. Three runs on 4 base hits. It was Owens, now it's Ricem. Third time through the lineup. Cougars offense that struggled earlier. They got up off the mat really for the first time today. Just about 20 minutes to go, but that's a huge crooked number in the top half of this 5th inning. And strike 3 called to begin this frame.
And big-time strikeout there by Rysam to keep the momentum on the side of Lindenwood. Especially as outs are dwindling, you want to make sure you go ahead and get that first out. It's huge to get that first out of the inning.
And another called strikeout when you've got a 5-run lead. I think if you're in the circle, there's no need to mess around. Come right after him, and that's what we're seeing.
Absolutely, and that has always and should always be the message to a pitcher. When you get a lead as sizable as 5, you want to come out and you want to attack the hitters. You want to fill up the zone. You want to go right after these hitters, pitch to contact, try and get ahead as quickly as you can. No reason, like you said, to mess around and kind of work around the strike zone. Just go right after these hitters.
The other side of that coin is if you're SIUE, I mean, on base any way imaginable right now gets the job done.
Absolutely. Any way on. Doesn't have to look pretty. Doesn't have to look conventional. They just need base runners at this point.
Strike 2. Brand's going to take a long walk after that one was called against her. Game but seen some missed sacrifice bunt opportunities, and you look up at the board, 8 runs. Half of those for Lindenwood reached via walks. And the walks really have been the difference. Piece that together with some timely hits finally for the Lions offense.
Yeah, you mentioned it, some timely hits.
I mean, they are just 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Those hits came back-to-back early on in the 3rd inning. None since then, but felt like at that time, if they let that chance slip away, who knows what could have happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though the stat line, it doesn't, only 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position, it has seemed like they've had better at bats. Seems like they've put the ball in play a little bit harder than they have before in this tournament. We had seen just kind of in this tournament, they struggled even just to put together quality at bats. And so we took a look at the stat line, and both of us kind of looked at each other a little bit surprised because we both felt like they certainly, that stat line doesn't tell the whole story because they have had much better at bats with runners in scoring position, with 2 outs and runners on base. But like you said, I think the biggest thing too is they've had 4 extra base hits. That's huge anytime, you can hit for 4 extra base hits, and then like you said, those 6 free passes. That is, I think, the biggest story of this game is those 6 free passes, and I think 5 of them at least coming around to score.
And even though they don't go down as hits with runners in scoring position, I think the situational hitting has been better. I mean, that hard hit ball in the second that was booted as an error, wound up scoring a couple of runs, was always going to score 1. It doesn't go down as a hit, but it was productive. They've kind of avoided that pop-up on the infield we saw really compound time and time again in their first couple games. There's a jam shot pop-up on the infield. And despite bumping into the runner, how about the focus from Hatton?
They're going to talk about this one because Duran doesn't give, there's a little bump there. So Hatton doesn't have a clear path. So they're going to call, I believe they're going to call Duran out for interference, and they're going to put Trello on first base. So honestly, it seems like they're in a better position. Trello with a little bit more speed than Duran, but because Duran did not give a clear path for Hatton, she is going to be called out, and Trello is going to reach.
That's a funky one.
Another funky one. I mean, your scorebook's got to look a little crazy this tournament.
Yeah, with the interference, it almost feels a little unfair that Hatton's not going to get credit for making a nice play.
Now by the center fielder,
I mean, we saw
Abby
the one mistake Eastern Illinois made all game long. It wound up being legitimately erased and is not an error that showed up in that box score because it was taken away for not properly putting a player in at the plate in that final inning. Now we've got a runner's interference that switches out the runner at first, almost like you're putting a pinch runner in. So there's 2 outs. It's Trello at first, and Harville's the batter. SIUE has never led in this game. Didn't have a base runner for the first 2 innings against the starter Owens, then plated 3 runs, but held off the board last inning. And trying to not let this opportunity to have a rematch go by the wayside of last year's OVC Tournament Championship game when it was SIUE and Eastern Illinois, a thriller that went to extras. Went around for strike 2. Keep in mind, winner moves to the championship game. It's either a rematch or the first ever berth in the OVC title game for Lindenwood.
And we talked about it a little bit earlier on this broadcast, but a tall task for either of these teams with the way EIU has been playing.
I mean, there's a reason they went through the whole regular season at conference and only lost 3 games. And they have looked all the bit of a 1 seed who's won the regular season 3 straight times and is trying to do a repeat in the tournament. Harville stays alive.
You see Harville has a little bit of that split grip. Seen a few hitters in this tournament have that split grip. You'll see when she steps into the box. Also has a little bit of a close stance, a little unconventional, but you see as she grips the bat, that top hand, see that space between the top hand and the bottom hand, a little unconventional. As Rysam K's Harville to get out of that inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th.
Nothing but smiles for Lindenwood. Another strikeout for Ava Rysam. And Lindenwood, a couple innings away from their first ever berth in the OVC title game. Eight 3 game as we look at the game track. And it's all about that 5th inning, 5 spot for Lindenwood. Noel's been great. Gary's been mighty clutch. Oh, it's got the start. And this Lindenwood team is starting to smell their first ever trip to the OVC Tournament Championship game, their first ever time reach it Saturday. Today's game track is presented by Visit SI. Make Southern Illinois your summer oasis. But that game track doesn't show as the 4 walks in that 5th inning. 3 of them came around to score.
And
a couple of them came, we were talking about 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. There were also 2 walks in there. There were quality plate appearances that brought home runs with RBIs, but you don't see in the clutch hitting department. So Villa out there. Face of Torrey Hatton.
Yeah, and if you're Lindenwood, you can't be satisfied with this 5-run lead. Need to continue to get base runners on. Have to continue to keep your foot on the gas pedal. That's the message, I'm sure, from Coach Brown of, hey, well, we can't get content here. Got to continue to have good at-bats, hit the ball hard.
Looking to get the win and have some momentum moving into tomorrow. This is the best the offense has looked by far all tournament for Lindenwood. They've had some solid pitching outings. They've consistently put plenty of runners on base. But today they're finally putting up the big crooked numbers. And it might take a couple of those to get a win versus Eastern Illinois, as that's cracked out into the alley in left center. Crawling all the way to the fence. And Hatton is in with her second base hit. 3rd time aboard and her first extra base hit of the night.
Hatton, another ball hit right back on the screws. Hit a ball previously, but just right back up the middle, and this time splits the gap. Hatton with some sneaky speed, watching her round first base. She gets up and going. Sneaky quick there. Stand-up double.
An efficient 8 runs on 8 hits and a chance for more now with Kylie Crowder. The cleanup hitter with a 2-run triple already tonight. Got them their first lead. They have not trailed. I mean, through 4 innings, this felt like it was going to be a nail-biter. Every time Lindenwood had been held off the board or scored, SIU had matched it with the same tally. Crowder deep to left center field and gone! A 2-run shot for Crowder. Her 5th home run of the season. And the lead is up to 7.
And the floodgates opening here for Lindenwood. 4 RBI game for Kylie Crowder. And just takes this pitch and gets underneath it and lifts that ball to that left center gap, and potentially the nail in the coffin for Lindenwood. And if you're SIU, you've just got to feel defeated at this point.
When it rains, it pours. 5 last inning, 2 already this inning. That's 7 runs spread across the last 3 outs they've made, and this could be extra bases too. Geary into second. 3 straight extra base hits to begin the 6th inning, and a 3rd extra base hit of the game for Emily Geary.
Say, Emily Geary, have yourself a game. Obviously, the 4 RBI performance from Crowder. But other than that, Emily Geary would be my player of the game. 3 for 3 with a triple and 2 stand-up doubles. Impressive performance from Geary, and we're going to see another pitching change for SIUE at this point.
I don't think you can make a wrong choice in terms of player of the game. Geary also drew a walk and scored. Crowder's got a triple, a home run to go with those 4 RBIs. All-important run standing at second when you're up by 7 in the 6th inning. And we'll have a pitching change. And it looks like Mia Volpert that will re-enter in this 6th frame when we come back. Mia Volper got the start in this game, and now she is out there again, re-entering in the sixth. She went 2 2/3, allowed 3 earned runs on 5 hits, a walk and no strikeouts. Put up a 0 in the first and second, but then got roughed up and chased in the third inning. After a double, a homer, and a double in the sixth, 2 runs already home, and a potential to get that lead to 8.
We talked about it, that run rule still in play. If they can get one more runner across home, it is 8 after 5.
So Izzy Wilcox came into pitch run and then has been playing right field. Has the bat in her hands in a hitter-friendly count. How difficult is it, especially in an elimination game, to pitch, to get pulled because you gave up some damage, and then to try to come back?
Yeah, it's so difficult, and went down. Volpert was down in the bullpen, staying warm. And it's so tough, too, to come in when you're chasing 7 runs and you're trying to stop the bleeding. Still nobody out here in this inning. Really tall task and difficult to stay in the ball game, but that's what competitors do. Competitors, you know, they know, Volper obviously probably went down to the bullpen, worked on a few things, and obviously called on again to see if she can stop the bleeding here.
But that's another walk. The second she has allowed today. That is the 7th drawn by the Lindenwood offense.
Now by the catcher, number 9.
First
Danielle
4 have reached in the inning,
Franz.
and that'll bring up Danielle Franz. She walked with the bases loaded last time up. This time lifts it out towards right field. No tag from either runner.
Franz has really put good swings on balls, though. I mean, for someone who came in with not a ton of at-bats, has put some really quality swings and has barreled some balls. Certainly needs to feel good going into tomorrow if she does get the nod, gets to start again.
Number 2, Dallas Darnell.
That'll be something to keep an eye on if Lindenwood does, in fact, see this through, because Jolie McMinn, the senior, had obviously been starting all season long behind the plate. But these at-bats, even the outs, been solid contact from Franz all day. Dallas Darnell shoots one the other way out of play. 2-2. So Avery Arwood, 233 pitches over the last 60 hours.
Oof.
Dealing with the tape on the finger earlier in this tournament, too, and we have not seen her yet today.
Yeah, 233 pitches in 60 hours. That's great job by our production crew to highlight that. And I think exactly, I mentioned a few times, why not? But after seeing that exactly, I think the longevity of Arwood so much more important than putting her in a game like this. And I'm sure the competitor she is having a hard time sitting here watching her team struggle, knowing she could come in and probably get a few shutdown innings, some outs, but absolutely for Coach Sorten, thinking about the longevity of this team, of Arwood even.
Got to be frustrating to watch what's ensued tonight. Didn't miss by much there, especially knowing that, if this scoreline holds and Lindenwood's up by 7, late into the game here, they would fall 1 game short of making that championship game and having the rematch that they were chomping at the bit to get to. after coming so close into extra innings last year. But if you bring back Arwen, that's your OVC Pitcher of the Year. She would remain ever so hungry to get this team back to the promised land in 2027. First, we got to finish this one. 2 on, 1 away. Full count offering to Darnell. And stays alive. I think if you just look at both dugouts, and we just saw that glimpse at Arwood and the SIU dugout, and you could tell which team's playing with all the momentum. 4-6, they got the out there. That was bang, bang at second.
And looks like we are going to have a challenge at second base, and I do like this challenge from Coach Brown. I do think Wilcox may have snuck in there.
Didn't need to make the throw to first either. That was never going to be too close. Bad things can happen when you make those extra throws, but looked like Torres was just a little late getting to the base.
Exactly.
But she is there in time.
She is there in time, and very good call there by our umpire, Easton Litton. That is the correct call. So this should be a pretty quick challenge. But from the naked eye, I thought she might have been safe with how light Torres was getting to the base. And this is a very quick challenge. Umpire's already back on the field.
Yeah, this will undoubtedly be confirmed that it'll be runners at the corners with 2 outs. This late when you got 2 challenges?
The previous call is
yeah, exactly.
A lot of times you just say, why not?
Why not?
You knew it was close with the naked eye. Give it a chance. You've got 2 in your back pocket.
Exactly. You saw that one earlier from Coach Sorden questioning that runner leaving early in a key situation. Exactly that kind of why not situation. Because, yeah, to the naked eye, Torres was definitely late getting there, but does get there and gets another out.
All-important run. Standing 60 feet away with Taryn Brown up there. Has 1 run batted in today. This is where if you are the runner, you got to be all over a potential ball down in the turf. That's Geary. And they're just going to give second base to Darnell. Brown behind a ball and 2 strikes. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. 2 up for the Cougars when we get to the home half of this inning. All 10 runs have been scored across the last 4 innings for Lindenwood. Strike 3 called. Great pitch from Volpert, who checks back in and gets the final 3 outs. But a 2-run shot from Kylie Crowder, her 5th of the season, adding to the lead, double digits now for Lindenwood, as they are on the cusp.
Hey girls, swung the new mantra yet?
No, but I heard that bat is insane.
Y'all want to swing for it?
Yeah, we do, but we know how that went last time.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls. Come on. Man, y'all can stand on your own. I guess I'll give you a couple.
We'll actually take 4.
Mantra, power on repeat.
Ready for a local getaway that feels like a world of its own? Escape the ordinary and discover the charm of Southern Illinois with local wineries, live concerts, farmers markets, and scenic trails to explore. There's an adventure tailored for every taste bud and passion. Our breathtaking lakes offer endless possibilities for adventure. Rent boats, jet skis, or kayaks, and explore our world. Visit Southern Illinois. Start your adventure today.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
Bottom of the sixth inning, 10 runs on 10 hits for Lindenwood. They played error-free softball, too. SIU, 3 runs, just 5 hits, 1 error. Lindenwood offensively has drawn 7 walks and had 7 extra base hits. And the last one left the yard and added 2 to the tally. Six outs to work with. Needing base runners desperately to have a chance. And it's Betsy Woodward coming up first. And quietly, because the Lindenwood offense is just absolutely busted out, Ava Rysam has taken control of this game in the circle, too. 2 1/3 innings, just 2 base runners. A hit, a walk, 3 Ks.
Yeah, I think the perfect word to describe that is quietly, because the offense has really come alive for this Lindenwood team. But Rysam's done a good job of coming in and kind of hampering these SIU hitters. And at this point, we talked about it last inning, but if you're SIU, you just need base runners just like that. Anyway on, find a way.
Walks as good as a hit in a situation like this.
Now by the first baseman, number 11, Jesslyn Stairs.
That's the 4th walk that SIU has drawn, and the batter coming up now has drawn half of those. Jesslyn Stairs. Freshman showcased a keen eye so far, but takes that strike on the outside edge.
And we talked about it last inning, but if you're Rysam, fill up the zone. You just want to pound strikes, pitch to contact, not trying to get too many Ks. Let your defense work. Defense has been really good for you today. You don't want to play around with these SIU hitters. Don't want to give them any free passes. Just fill up the zone.
Not quite night and day, but a stark contrast in the difference for this defense on the infield, especially from game 1 today versus game 2 here. Back-to-back elimination games with 4 errors earlier. It was misplaying balls. It was poor throws. It was some scoops even from Hatton to save maybe another error or 2, but in this game they've been sound. Lifted out towards the alley in right center. The first 2 are on. That sneaks underneath the mitt of Crowder. That's going to allow a run to score. And all the way over to third is Jesslyn Stairs.
Jesslyn Stairs also quietly having herself a nice little ball game. Drew 2 walks, and now probably a double with an error to get her over to third base. And RBI double there for Jesslyn Stairs.
Crowder almost looked like she overran it for a second, and somehow it still tumbled underneath the glove. Well, that makes it 10-4. And a great chance to get at least one more, and you'd like to score a few here and put a crooked number up yourself if you're SIUE. So there was the announcer jinx, because there is an error on that play, and that is the first. And thanks to the production team for pointing that out with that score bug pop. They happen. They happen. So that does go down as a double with an error to get Stairs to third. Does get the RBI, though. And now Barrera gets all of it, but way out in front.
Yeah, and if you're SIUE, just keep chipping away, right? Nobody out. Keep having good quality at-bats. See if you can just keep chipping away at this lead.
Crazier things have happened than overcoming a 6-run deficit this late. Foul to the left, foul to the right. Still 0-2 on the catcher, Aiden Barrera.
We do have a little action down in that Lindenwood bullpen.
You just got to think if you're SIUE, hey, one batter at a time. Now towards Wilcox. Tagging and coming to the plate. The throw is offline. Another run home. 2 runs in the SIUE 6th. And now it's 10-5. So now it's like the inning starts fresh. It starts over. There is one out. The base is empty. You've gotten a 2 spot. As that smoke down the left field line and another base hit. Bottom of the order coming up clutch in this 6th inning. And that's Kaylin Fahey with their first hit. No reason to push it and try to turn a single into a double when you're down this being late, but every base hit could prove to be critical.
Yeah, absolutely, and just continue to pass the baton, see if they can move runners over. And Rysam just needs to continue. Obviously, hit around a little bit more, likely because she's filling up the zone a little bit more, but just continue to fill up the zone.
Pinch hitter, Arissa Garza, the sophomore infielder. Hitting just $183 on the year, 11 for 60. Hitting in Justine Torres' spot, who was 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. But back to the top of the lineup, even though it's a different batter. Trying to get some more aboard for the likes of Duncan and Duran. Two balls and 1 strike. Well, Torres had been lifted defensively, and you wonder if that maybe goes back to the throw she had over to first when she lost her footing. Trainer came out, they looked at her back a little bit. Rip towards third, that's 1 and a double play. Sanders to Hatton, and Lindenwood turns 2 to end the inning. If this finds a hole, it could kickstart more of a rally. 2 runs had already been plated, but no mas. 10-5. We go to the final inning here under the lights in Peoria. 10-5 as we roll on to the 7th inning. Only one spot left in the OVC Tournament Championship game. Who's it going to be? Lindenwood in control. 7 runs in the last 2 innings, 10 in the last 4. And that was just a matter of cutting the music at the right time. Yeah. Nobody wants to hit with the tunes going. Top of the order in Madison Knoll. Would take a Herculean effort from SIU in the 7th to rally and muster up something. It's going to take a decent effort from either of these two teams tomorrow to try to knock off Eastern Illinois twice.
Absolutely. We've mentioned it a few times on this broadcast how good Eastern Illinois has looked. But certainly, if you're Lindenwood right now, again, talked about it last inning, you want to keep your foot on the gas. Obviously, SIUE came up and had some really good at-bats. They were hitting the ball really hard in that last half inning. And so you want to get as much run support as you can. You want to continue to have good at-bats, get runners on base, try and push them across.
Knoll skies it on the right side of the infield. Woodward drifting with it and dropping it.
Yeah, Woodward just didn't look like she had a beat on that from the beginning. Glove immediately went up into her eyes. The light shining bright here, obviously a ball that she has to have, and you don't want to use the lights as an excuse, but that ball was sky high, and immediately Woodward put her glove up to shield her eyes from the light and just never really had a good beat on it.
So that's the first error for SIUE in this game, or second error rather for SIUE. Sanders 1 for 4 in this game. Almost feels like an off night for her.
Yeah, just reaching base one time.
Scoring 1 run, hits this sharply but pulled it foul. She has set the bar very high over the last month and a half. You start thinking about what tomorrow's matchup could be, and maybe the game of the year in the OVC took place earlier this season on March 13th. Eastern Illinois was playing at home versus Lindenwood in a game that went 14 innings and finished with a Panthers walk-off, 12-11. There's strike 3 called, so that was one of the games of the year, and then the next day, they played again, and it was 12-9. So there were some high-scoring, thrilling games between those two sides. I'm not saying that's what we're in store for tomorrow, but if that should be the matchup, I'm sure it'll be a conversation piece, at least on the Lindenwood side. Hey, took that team into 14 innings at their place and put 11 on them in one game, 9 on them in the next game. We can just pitch a little bit better than we did on those occasions. We can hang with the team offensively that has just pounded the softball everywhere this week.
Yeah, they really have, and they did in that game prior. They were just barreling balls up to all parts of the field. But you have to imagine if Lindenwood does see this game out, obviously late into the night now, but go home, have some dinner, and you have to imagine that they'll be watching film from those 3 games specifically.
Three balls and 1 strike to Tori Hatton. She has reached and scored in each of her last 3 plate appearances. Fisted that one foul, ran it all the way up on her thumbs. 3-2, fouled on back. Three balls to 2 strikes. Lengthy at bat here between Hatton and Volpert. And it ends with another walk. Second that Hatton is drawn. And for the team, just add one more to the tally. That's 8 on the night.
And when SIUE looks back on this game, just tough to win any games when you give up 8 free passes.
They've walked 24 in the tournament, this pitching staff for the Cougars. For Lindenwood, I mean, you look down and you see they've had 20 at-bats with runners on, 16 with runners in scoring position. And those are at-bats. Those don't count the walks we've seen with runners on and with the bases loaded. That has made this a long night, literally and figuratively, for SIUE in their quest to get back to the OVC tournament title game, which at least ostensibly appears will fall just a little bit short. Stella True going to come back in and run.
Entering the game to run for the Lions, number 1, Stella True.
So it's True at first, Knoll at second, and Kylie Crowder. We had a 2-run blast just last inning out towards left center.
Yeah, that was an absolute bomb.
This feels like one of those games where it's grown into a point where everybody on Lindenwood is just chomping at the bit to probably get back up there. Productivity 1 through 9, everybody involved.
Yeah, and hitting's contagious. Hitting is so contagious, and it's fun. These games are fun. You just feel the energy. You feel the confidence in every one of these hitters that steps into the plate.
Roller towards Garza at short. And the throw not in time. The base is loaded. It's Garza, not Torres at short. First time she's been tested, just a little bit too slow with it.
And one thing you have to give so much credit to these Lindenwood hitters is they hustle every single ball out. You've seen it time and time and time again. These Lindenwood hitters, the amount of infield hits throughout this tournament that Lindenwood has, it is insane. Between, Sanders and just 1 through 9, I feel like every single one of them has hustled out an infield hit. We are going to get a challenge here.
So we will review that safe call at first. It would be the 3rd hit for Kylie Crowder. She would finish the game a double shy of the cycle if this stands. And the triple on the home run. Here's our first look at it.
Again, we talk time and time again how important the call on the field is, and the call on the field was safe. And it looks like this call will stand, but if you're watching at home, Crowder needs to do a little better job of hitting the front of the base. You see her land a little bit more on top of that base, and that can be the difference between being out and safe. And I think this call will stand, and she is safe, but a little closer than it needed to be because she hits the middle of that bag. Always want to try and hit the front, the furthest front portion of first base for this exact reason.
You land that foot a few inches closer to you, closer to the front. You shave a split second off that, and it's going to be an easier call to confirm at the end of the day and make sure that you were, in fact, safe. will be the bases loaded with 1 out if this call stands or is confirmed. Ben Sorden with the challenge. Obviously, at this stage, you have to keep the deficit at just 5. They had just scored 2. Either way, it's going to be tough. Even if this was overturned, there'd still be 2 in scoring position. And don't look now if you're an SIUE fan, but it is going to be Emily Geary coming up next. And she has tripled, doubled, walked, and then doubled again. 3 extra base hits, a walk, a run scored, and a run driven in.
Yeah, obviously Crowder and Geary, like we talked about, kind of the players of the game. But Geary with some really impressive hits in the gap. And is just red hot, seeing the ball really good right now. This challenge taking a little longer than we've seen these other challenges in today's game take, but want to make sure that they get this one right.
You know, that Eastern Illinois lineup has been vaunted all season long, and they have 6 batters hitting over 300 the start of the 9 in that lineup. But you look at what we've seen from Crowder and Geary here tonight, and Taryn Brown at times too, and all of a sudden this lineup is looking like it's got some more depth. Call is confirmed. Runner is safe. So infield single for Crowder, who is now just a double shy of the cycle. She picks up her 3rd hit. Bases loaded, 1 out for Emily Geary. She's already had a tremendous game. Looking to add to one of her best performances of the season.
Now by the right fielder, number 28, Emily.
And this is someone who did not finish the season well, at least the regular season. Was 5 for her last 38 across a span of 14 games to end 2026. Saw it off here.
And you know that's a confident Geary going up there. Sees that ball really well and just gets jammed up there. But when you're feeling good, you're aggressive.
She drives this one to right field, back at the track. And it's going to be a deep sac fly to bring another run home. Another productive plate appearance. Long drive that makes it 11-5.
And Geary continues to stay hot. Hit that ball all the way to the warning track. That ball really carried. So it looked like she got jammed a little bit, but does an excellent job of staying inside that ball. And if they're gonna, if this score stands and they do give EIU, oof, and just a unforced error there. No need to throw that if you're Barrera. But if you're going to give EIU a run for their money, you need the players like Geary, Franz, Brown to be feeling confident.
Line drive right off of Volpert. I mean, you got to hope that she is okay. That was loud. Right off the right side of the thigh.
Yeah, that ball was laced back at Volpert. Looked like it might have hit her in the thigh. Always so scary. We've talked about that. By the time they land, they're like 40-something feet. Oh, not even. Yeah, about 40 feet away. You have to hope that that hit her in the meaty part of the thigh, which is still not going to feel good. Yeah, and it does. Hits her right in the top of the thigh. You never, ever want to see that, but if there's a place you want to get hit, that's about the best place you could possibly get hit, kind of the most meat there. And avoids the knee, which is huge, avoids the shin, avoids any part of her upper extremities. But that one is not going to feel good in 12 hours.
They'll let her feel it out. And you got to love that the crowd has the full support, too. Everybody clapping along. I mean, they know how gutty it is, especially given the scoreline and how long this day has been. For someone who started the game, left,
yes,
came back in, hasn't been at her best, a young player. This is a true freshman after all. They're now just trying to get that final out after getting hit with a line drive. Throw this time cut off, throw to the plate. Not in time. What a slide. Kaylee Crowder scores. There is the final out. But the aggressiveness on the base paths pays off. A third run home this inning. The lead has blossomed to 8. The biggest of the night. And the wheels turning right now for Lindenwood. They have just 3 outs to go. Last of the 7th, last game of the day. Game 3 of 3, game 11 of the tournament. Game 12 tomorrow will be the championship game. Eastern Illinois versus the winner of this one. Lindenwood's up by 8. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Last gasp effort here for SIUE. And it's a first pitch strike to Reagan Duncan. Lindenwood trying to get to uncharted waters and reach the OVC Championship game for the first time.
And certainly something for this team that they had their sights set on this whole season. Every year they continue to elevate, coming in now as the 4 seed. And certainly something that they talked about all season as one of their goals was to make a run in this OVC tournament. And if they can close this one out, like you said, it would be the first time in that championship game for this Lindenwood team.
Duncan out to center, right in the tracks of Crowder.
So much of that credit has to go just to the seniors of this Lindenwood team and the program that they've built and collectively with Coach Brown. Every year it seems like this program has been elevated. And now to see it pay off in 2 more outs, see if they can see their way into that championship game. Obviously still a ton of work to do with a really solid EIU team. But definitely, I mean, even just in my experience calling the OVC tournament the last 3 years, just the way that Lindenwood has progressed. I remember the first year they were just kind of another really good snag over there. Sanders and Hatton. Sanders has had some really hot shots hit over to her. Good snag by Hatton. But that first year in the coach's call, just kind of happy to be here. Happy to be here, wanted to kind of come, show up. Didn't really have any goals in mind last year. Maybe underperformed a little bit. Would have liked to win a few more games.
Out towards center field. That's the game. And for the first time in program history, Lindenwood is bound for the OVC Championship Game. Lowest seed to reach the championship in 3 years, back when it was SIUE and Eastern Illinois. And the lowest since the tournament moved here a couple years ago.
Yeah, and Lindenwood, credit to them, coming out and playing with their backs against the wall twice today. Get that gritty, gutty performance and get that win against SEMO, and then to come out here and their offense just breaks open against SIUE. And certainly have to feel really good about their chances against EIU tomorrow after the offensive performance that they put up tonight.
This was a contest that was scoreless through 2 innings. It was tied through 4 innings. And then the Lions roared 10 runs over the last 3 innings to take complete control. 13 runs on 12 hits for a Lions team that also drew 8 walks. And now, hey, throw out the bracket. We've got the championship now. That's all that matters. May 9th, that's tomorrow, 11 a.m. The 1 seed trying to repeat. The 5 seed, the 4 seed Lindenwood there for the very first time, trying to win it now for the first time in program history. Can Lindenwood make a regional for the first time? They've got to win twice tomorrow. Eastern Illinois with 1 win is going back to regional play for the 2nd straight season. There's your celebration. A historic campaign continues for the Lions of Lindenwood. That'll do it for our broadcast and for our triple header today. Only one more day to come. It's Championship Saturday. So for Kirsten Dell, I'm Max Thomas. Say it's so long here from Peoria as it's 13-5 Lindenwood over SIUE. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.